First of all, I am going to explain you about the different types of loops in C and C++. We have three types of loops in C. Number one is while loop. This is the syntax for the while loop. And you have to write the statements. What happens when the control comes to the condition? Here the condition is checked for true and false. If condition is true, then statements in the body of the loop are executed one by one. After the execution of the last statement, the control come again to check the condition. If it is again true, then statements are repeated till the condition is true. If condition becomes false, then the control comes out of the loop here. Next we are going to discuss about the do while loop, and it is a syntax of the do while loop. Do, then statements, while, condition. This is the second loop. In this, first of all the statements are executed, then the condition is checked. If condition is true, then control comes to the starting line of the body of this loop, and this is a body. Now again the statements are executed, and again the condition is checked. This is repeatedly again and again till the condition is true. If condition becomes false, then control comes out the body of the loop. You can say here, now it moves forward. This is the second loop. Now what is the difference between while and do while? In while, we can say this is also called entry control loop, and while is also called exit control loop. Because here at the starting point we have a condition, and in this loop at the exit point we have a condition. The main difference is that this is an entry control loop and this is an exit control loop. The next difference is that in do while, if condition is false, in case of do while, if condition is false, the statements are executed, whereas in this case, if condition is true, only then the statements are executed. So we can say that in case of do while, the statements are executed at least once, whether the condition is true or false. So you can say that in this loop we can enter if condition is false, but in this loop we can only enter in this loop when the condition is true. So this is a basic difference between while and do while. Now I am going to explain you about the third loop. This is a for loop. In this we have this syntax for initialize, condition, increment or decrement. This is a syntax. It has basically four parts. Number one is initialization, number two is a condition, number three is the part of statements, and number four is a part of increment or decrement. What happens whenever control comes to this loop? This is the first section which is executed first, and this is executed only once. The next step is second. Here the condition is checked for true and false. If condition is true, then the statements are executed one by one. Now the statements are in our third step. If all statements are executed, then control comes here to the fourth part. In this, the increment or decrement of the variables may happen. After this, the second statement then it comes to the second part. Here the condition is checked. If it is again true, then statements are again executed. Then this part is repeated again and again till the condition is true. If condition becomes false, then control comes out of the body of the loop. Now, what is the difference between for loop and while loop? We can say that in case of while loop, the condition is checked first, then the statements are executed. Whereas in case of for loop, first of all, we initialize the variable, and this happens only once. Control never comes to again. In this part, only 2, 3 and 4. This part is repeated again and again. The basic difference is that we have 3 things in one line, whereas in while we have to write this initialization part at the outside of the loop, and we have to write the increment and decrement inside the loop as a separate statement in while loop. You can say if we have a variable like I equal to 1, then we are going to increment this variable, we have to write this statement here and we have to write this statement here. Whereas in this case, everything is done in one line, then the statements are executed. The basic difference is that in case of while, we have to write initialize outside the loop, and we write a separate line for increment and decrement the variable. Whereas in case of for, everything happens in the one line. So this is the basic difference between while, do while and for. Now I am going to explain you about the various functionality with examples. Write a program to print first 10 natural number using while, do while and for loop. This is my first question. Now this is a solution. First of all, you will write hash include stdio.h, then void main, this is a format for program. Now my first question is write a program to print first and natural numbers using while, do while and for loop. For this, first of all, we have to declare a variable. I am going to declare a variable named I. Now my second thing, I have to initialize it with some value, like I am going to initialize it with 1. Now while I is less than equal to 10, printf %di. You must go through the exact syntax. Then I is equal to I plus 1. This is a while loop. What happens? First of all, we have to initialize a variable. Now I has a value 1. Now the control comes here. It checks the condition. The condition is 2. You can say 1 is less than equal to 10. This is 2. Next statement that will be executed, printf. Here we are going to print I. We use this format %di. This will print the value of I, that is 1. Now the next statement is I is equal to I plus 1. Now the value of I will be incremented by 1. Now the I value will become 2. After that, the control comes again here. Here the condition is again evaluated. If it is 2, now it is 2. Now what is the value of I? You can write the value of I here. Now the I is 2. The printf statement will print the value of I, and it is 2. Now increment I is equal to I plus 1. The value of I will become 3. Then control comes here. it will check the condition. It is again true. The value of I will be printed as 3. Then again increment will happen. So this is repeated till I is less than equal to 10. When the I will become 11, the control will come out. Let's say the value that will be printed like this. This is your output. After the condition becomes false. When the condition will become false, when the value of I will become 11, then the control comes here. This will be your output. In this, it is repeated till the condition is true. Now same question I am going to explain you with the do while. Everything will be same. You just write do, then you print percentage di, then I is equal to I plus 1, then while I is less than equal to 10. Everything is same. You can say that this while you have used this while at the bottom and you have to write just do. What happens? I becomes here we are going to initialize I with 1, then we print the value of I, that is 1. It is incremented by 1, 2. The I will become here 2. Then the condition is checked. After valuation of condition, then control will come back to the first statement of the do, and this is repeated again and again till the condition is true. If condition becomes false, when the condition will become false, when I is greater than or equal to 11, I becomes 11, then the control will come here. The output of this will be same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the output of the do while. The question is, write a program to find the sum of first 10 natural numbers. The syntax is same. You just start with hash include stdio.h word main. Basically this is the exact syntax. Within main we have to write the program. Just read the question again. Write a program to find the sum of first 10 natural number. How to solve it? First of all, you have to declare the variables. I am going to declare I, and I am using here for loop, and you have to take an extra variable. This you can say any variable which can store the sum. So for that I am declaring another variable sum and initialize it with 0. And again now the question is first 10 natural number. For that I am going to write a loop just for I is equal to 1, I is less than equal to 10, I equal to I plus 1. Within this boundary you just write the logic. Sum is equal to sum plus 1, and after this just print the value of variable here. But how to write this type of logic? First of all, I have already told you that first of all declare the variable. This is your declaration part. You can say this is your declaration part. And you must declare the variables to the point. You are not going to declare a variable a and x, you just declare a variable to the point like sum. I am initializing it with 0. You must initialize it because my focus is sum is equal to sum plus what? Sum plus I. Now how it will be executed? First of all, you can say according to this, write a program from initialize from 1 to 10 and increment it by 1. Next step is sum is equal to sum plus I. Usually students confused about this type of logic. You just follow this, declare the variable here sum, initial value is 0, and follow your only first step. I is equal to 1. What is the exact value of I here? You write the value of I here, that is 1. Then come here, condition is checked, it is 2. The value of I is less than equal to 10, it is 2. Then the control will come here. The sum is equal to sum plus I. What is the exact value of I? That is 1. And what is the value of sum? That is 0. You write here sum plus 1. Now after calculation of this value, the sum will become 1. After that the control will come to the iterating, or you can say this increment. This is our next step of the for loop. It come here, increment the I by 1, the value of I will become 2. Now come again here, it is also true, I is less than equal to 10, it is 2. Then control come here. Now sum is equal to sum plus I. What is the previous value of sum? That is 1. What is the current value of I? That is 2. Now 1 plus 2. Now the sum will become 3. Then control again come to this. This is repeated again and again. I is changing and the sum is also changing. The I is added to the sum. After completion of this, the control will come out of the loop and the value of the loop, value of the sum will be printed at the last. You must not print this printf statement in this loop. Just note down this body. You have to print the sum after the body. If you will print this, the value of sum will be printed again and again. After completion of the loop, if you print this, the final output of this loop will be the 55. This is the result. Now this is the exact question, how to find the sum of first 10 natural numbers. My next question, I am going to explain you. Write a program to input a number and print the table of that number. Now how to write this question? First of all, you just declare a variable for table. We can say we are going to declare a variable like table. This is for table and this is for loop I. First of all, you input the table, printf, enter the table, then scanf. This is for input. Just write %d and ampersand table. This statement will input the value of table. It may the value, you can say anything like 2, 3 and 4, whatever the table you want to print. Then write the loop. For I is equal to 1, I is less than equal to 10, I plus plus. Now I am writing just the same loop from 1 to 10. You can say you can also use this for to print the natural number from 1 to 10. Now the value of table, assume you have input the value of table that you have taken, that is 2. Now just you write printf %d table into I. This is a solution. It is very easy. Just take the value of I, that is equal to 1, it is 2. Now assumed value of table is 2, that is 2 into 1, that will be printed 2. So this is repeated again and again till the value of I is less than equal to 10. If it becomes 11, then control will come out of the loop. So you can say the output will be 2, 4, 6 like this. If you input the table like 3, the output will be 3 into 1, 3, 6, 9, 12. So this is a basic logic for the table. My next question is, you can see that write a program to input a number and print the reverse of that number. Reverse of that number. Let's discuss about the question. What is question? Assume you have input a value in an n that is 2, 4, 6. But the reverse of this should be 6, 4, 2. Means you have to print the reverse of a number. The number you input is this is an assumed number, and your output should be like this, reverse of this. This is my question. For this I am going to take just two variables. I think one is sufficient. You just take only one variable, and here write the statement print, enter the value of n. Yeah, you can say enter any number. Scanf %d %n. And assume that you have input the value in n, that is 2, 4, 6, and your output should be 6, 4, 2, the reverse of that one. I am going to write just loop while n is greater than 0, then printf %d n modulus 10, then n is equal to n by 10. This is a loop. Now how it will work, I am going to explain you. Assume, you have to just assume any value. Assume that you have taken the value 2, 4, 6 in the n. Now what is your condition? N is greater than 0. I can say you have input value this is greater than 0. Your condition is true. Condition is true. Now the control will come in the while loop. It will enter in the while loop. It will print printf %d n modulus 10. N modulus 10 means, what is the purpose of modulus? Modulus will return the remainder, only the remainder part. You can say if you do modulus 10, you do modulus 10 with any type of value, it will return the last digit of the variable, last digit of the value. Now n modulus 10, that means 2, 4, 6 modulus 10. The output will be the last digit, that is 6. It will print 6 only. After the execution of this, the control will come to this line. You have already printed the value 6 from the 2, 4, 6. Now when you come here, n is equal to n by 10. What is meaning? What is this meaning? N is equal to n by 10. That is 2, 4, 6 divided by 10. That is 24. The value of n will become 24. The control will come to check the condition again. Now what is condition? N is greater than 0. Value of n is now 24. Just remove this. It it is 24 greater than 0. Condition is true. Control will come to this statement. Now see again, n modulus 10. What is the value of this 24 modulus 10? The output will be last digit, that is 4. Now again it will come to the next line, that is n is equal to n by 10. 24 divided by 10, what will be the output? Just 2. Control will come here. Now the value is 2 is greater than 0, it is again true. Control will come to the next line, n modulus 10, that means 2 modulus 10. 2 modulus 10 means 2. The output will be 2. Then it come to the next line, n is equal to n by 10. 2 divided by 10, what will be the output? 0. After that it come here, the value is 0. 0 is greater than 0, it is false. It will come out of the loop and your output is this. This will print the reverse of number. You have another method. You can save this value in another variable. And how you will save this value? I am going to explain again the same thing. You have to take another variable. Assume you are going to take another variable r and initialize it with 0. Now write the same, while n is greater than 0. Always do this. Always do like this. Always see the starting and closing of brackets. Your program should not have mistake of this. The question is same, but I just want to store the value. Assume you have input the value this, and I want to store this value in R as this. Means reverse of this should be stored in another variable. Now what you will write in? R is equal to R into 10 plus n modulus 10. This is a method. N is equal to n by 10. Now just see the value of n you have assumed, that is 246. Here 246 is greater than 0. Condition is true. Condition is true. Now come to the next line. What is the value of r? That is 0. Just see this statement, r is equal to r into 10. 0 into 10 is 0 plus n modulus 10. N modulus 10 means last digit, that is 6. The value of r you just note down. Value of r is now 6. Just remove it now. And the value of n is 246. Divide it by 10. Divide it by 10. The output will be 24. The value of n will be 24. Now come to this loop here again. Check the condition. N, what is n? 24. Now 24 is also greater than 0. This is also true. Now the control will come to the next statement. R is equal to R into 10 plus n modulus 10. What is the value of R? I have already written in the previous iteration. R has a value 6. Now 6 into 10 is 60 plus n modulus 10. N modulus 10 means 24 modulus 10. 24 modulus 10 is 4. Now it is 60 plus 4. The value becomes 64. Just remove it now. The value of r is now 64. Then again n is equal to n by 10. 24 divided by 10. It becomes 2. Then control comes again to the condition. Condition is 2 is greater than 0. Condition is true. Then come here again. R is equal to r into 10 plus n modulus 10. Value of r is what? That is 64. 64 into 10 is 640. 64 into 10 is 640. 640 plus n modulus 10. What is the value of n? It is 2. 2 modulus 10 is 2. The exact value now will be 640 plus 2, that is 642. Now come to this line. 2 divided by 10. It is 0. Control comes here. 0 is greater than 0, false. It will jump to outside the body of loop. Now the exact value of r is 642. This is a reverse of your number. Print this value at outside the body of loop. Must not print inside the loop. Print only outside the loop. The exact value of r will be now 642. You can take any value in the n. This loop will convert in a reverse value in r. After that, you print the value of r. It will always be in reverse order of a number. Solve this question. Write a program to print even numbers from 2 to 20. Now I am going to explain you both while and for loop. How to write this program using either while loop or for loop. The syntax follow. First of all, you write the normal syntax is that you write hash include stdio.h, then void main, first of all you will declare a variable integer I, just initialize it with 2. Now you write while I is less than equal to 20, then printf %d I, then I is equal to I plus 2. This is a loop. Here we are declaring a variable and we are comparing the value of I, that is less than equal to 20. Now we are going to print the value of I, that is 2. What happened next time? We are incrementing the variable by 2. Now 2 plus 2, it is 4. You can write the value of I here. I becomes 4. But when it will come again, then will it print again, that is 4. Then the value of I incremented by 2. Then this is repeated multiple times. When the value becomes more than 20, then the control comes out of the loop. Output of your program will be 2 to 20 in this manner. You can say that all the even numbers will be printed using this while loop. Now the same question I am going to explain you with the for loop. You have to initialize the variable in this first step. In the second step, you are going to explain, you are going to write condition, and in the step you are going to increment the variable by 2. You have just noticed that instead of incrementing by 1, you are going to increment by 2, also in this statement, also in this statement. Now printf. This is the syntax %d and value of I will be printed. This is a question. In this, first of all, I will be initialized by 2. then the condition is evaluated. If it is true, then the statements are executed. After that, the I is incremented by 2, then again the condition is checked. This is repeated again and again. When the I becomes more than 20, then it will come out of the loop here, and the other statements will be executed sequentially. So this is a question that I have solved using while and for loop. The same question, we can repeat this question like this. You can say that now question is same, but functionality is some different. Write a program to print even numbers from 20 to 2 in reverse order. Now what you will do in this case, just declare a variable, initialize it with 20 and write while I is greater than equal to 2, printf %d I. Then you have to decrement the variable. This is the main thing, and this is also the main thing. You have to write the greater than equal to, and you have to decrement the variable. In this case, first of all, the value of I is 20. 20 is greater than equal to 2. The first output will be the 20. Then you are going to decrement it by 2, and this is repeated again and again. 20, 18, 16, 14, 12 in this manner. So this is a solution. The same I am going to explain you with the for loop. In for loop you have to write like this: I is equal to 20, I is greater than or equal to 2, I is equal to I minus 2. In that case you are just printing the value of I. The things are same. This is your first step, this is your second step, this is your third step, and this is your fourth step, and this is repeated again and again. Concept is same. As you writing greater than or equal to 2 here, and same you are writing here. You are decrementing a variable, you are decrementing a variable. You have to just follow the syntax of for loop as well as while loop. So this is a question. We are printing the even numbers from 20 to 2. I am going to explain you another method for printing these variables. The question is same, but I am going to explain you with some other method. The question is same, that is we are going to explain you the even numbers from 20 to 2. First of all, we will declare a variable I is equal to 20, and while I is greater than equal to 2, here I am going to write a condition: if I modulus 2 is equal to 0, then printf %d I. Now I is equal to I minus 2 minus 1. We are not going to increment or decrement it by 2, we are going to increment or decrement it by 1. The same thing in for loop, just I equal to 20, I greater than equal to 2, I equal to I minus 1. Then printf %d I. So this is the syntax. You just write condition also: if I modulus 2 equal to 0. Basically, how it is different from other loop. In other loop, I am not going to explain, I am not writing this statement, but in this statement I am writing a condition, and I am using just increment by 1 or decrement by 1. This condition says that if I is divisible by 2, modulus, what is the purpose of modulus? Modulus returns the remainder. If I is divisible by 2, if it is equal to 0, that means it is an even number, it will print the value of I. The same thing is here. So this is the solution.